Hello and welcome to Dream Big, the Tyler Junior College program about efforts to remove barriers to success and help students graduate. I'm Brian Houston, and today we're going to be talking about two initiatives at TJC that are part of the college's Achieving the Dream efforts. Achieving the Dream is a nationwide reform movement for our nation's colleges to help them find best practices for student success and to ensure that data is driving our college's programming. We have with us today Gigi Delk, a TJC professor of computer science and one of the sponsors of TJC's Phi Theta Kappa academic fraternity. Gigi, thank you very much for being with us, first of all.
Thank you.
And also with her today, we have a student, Urbano Lino, right? Urbano Lino?
Yes, correct.
I want to make sure I get that right. And we'll be talking to Urbano in just a few minutes about his involvement in this. But first, Gigi, tell us a little bit about Phi Theta Kappa and its mission and how it intertwines and seems to work very well with what the Achieving the Dream goal is.
Well, Phi Theta Kappa is the International Honor Society for two-year colleges. And our focus is for students to achieve a 3.5 GPA, which is A's and B's, and move on into the workforce or into higher education successfully. And actually, that's the dream of all of our students in college, to graduate, to have a successful life or a successful career. So it was a perfect partnership to work with Achieving the Dream. What we wanted to do is to make sure that the students and the community knew that this was a community-wide effort. It wasn't singling out a student group or another. It was for all students.
Okay, and so tell me a little bit about how you guys decided as a fraternity to get involved in this.
Well, what we did is Phi Theta Kappa has an initiative called Commit to Complete, that we are striving for students to commit their academic credential when they finish their two-year degree before they move on into their four-year degree or the workforce. What we find is that community colleges have a lower graduation rate than what we would expect, simply because students feel like that they can continue on, they're going to graduate from their four-year institution, or they get hired and they go to the workforce and graduation's not on their mind. And what happens, we're blessed here in Tyler to have several education institutions, and so I find parents all the time talking to their students and saying, do well here in Tyler and we'll let you transfer next year to out of state or to a larger school. And nothing could be more harmful at this point, because we are streamlining the education process. A student fits into the system as an incoming freshman or as a transfer student as a junior. The problem is if they don't complete their credential at TJC, they come in as a second semester freshman. They're not going to be put into junior level courses. What's going to happen is they wind up back in freshman level courses and may find themselves repeating courses simply to get important information about the institution that they're now attending. So locking in your academic success with a degree, graduating from TJC, is critical in that moving forward. Plus, if a student enters the workforce and later on wants to come back to school, if they're a graduate, their hours are under the umbrella of a degree.
Okay.
As opposed to, who would you want to hire? I have a college degree, or I have 120 college hours.
And didn't finish anything.
Yes, exactly right.
Okay. All right, so tell me a little bit about Urbano and his function in this and how he got involved in this, both from the fraternity level and also from the Achieving the Dream program.
Well, Urbano came to us as an inductee into Phi Theta Kappa, had excellent grades, had not done a lot of public speaking at all, was a very quiet young man, and was in the criminal justice program. And what happened is during the process of the leadership opportunities with Phi Theta Kappa, he became focused on his academics, and I think he realized what a leader he could be to other members of the Hispanic community and other students at large at TJC, and became quite a leader on campus, came away with a lot of scholarship dollars, is a successful graduate of TJC, and took all that scholarship money and went down the road to UT Tyler, I believe.
Yes, that's correct.
Urbano, tell me a little bit about your high school career and at what point you decided that college was an option for you and there's something that you wanted to strive to achieve.
Okay, well, when I was in high school, I really didn't, I say, make the grades that I wanted to. Everyone in high school has different mindsets. We're all young. We just really don't concentrate on our grades much. So, I mean, I graduated from John Tyler in 2010, and I waited 2 years before I initiated college. And when I started Tyler Junior College in 2012, which is 2 years later, I decided that I needed to get things straightened out and follow my dreams.
What was it? Why the 2-year delay? What was it that made you decide to hold off on going to college immediately?
Well, there was an incident, rather, that transpired back in 2010. Had to do with some criminal proceedings and things like that.
That would tend to be a bit of a distraction
Yes.
in trying to get you started off on the right foot college-wise. But in that time, a lot of times people, when they've not gone immediately into college, there's a real good opportunity for them just to abandon that dream and get caught up in the work world and say, okay, I guess I'm never going to go back to college. What is it in you that prompted you to go back and try to get your education?
Well, just as you mentioned, if you spend 2 years out of school, you start wanting to join the workforce, and you see everyone, well, look, he has a nice car, he's not going to school, so everybody attempts to go to work and just try to make money, but that's not the case sometimes. You have to have a college degree, and that's what prompted me and propelled me to go to college and get a associate's and continue and further my education.
Now, had anybody in your family graduated from college prior to?
I am first generation college student.
And what do your parents, what do your folks think about this?
They're very excited. They're really proud of my accomplishments, all the scholarships that I've received, and knowing that I can go to college without having to spend money out of their pocket, which we're limited of.
Now, when you went to college, and I'm sorry, Gigi, I'm not trying to ignore you here.
No, I'm
excited. Feel free to jump in. But when you went to college, did you have any idea that you were going to have the opportunities available that have come your way?
Honestly, when I went to Tyler Junior College, I didn't think of it. I had no advice from any of my relatives that hadn't attended college, so I didn't know about the opportunities until I got to TJC and participated in organizations. I joined Phi Theta Kappa. I was inducted. I spoke to Gigi on several occasions, and she gave me a good explanation of what I could achieve and get out of Phi Theta Kappa, and that made me want to join the organization and participate and go through with it.
All right, and Gigi, I'll come back to you then. Here's a young man who comes in. He's one of, what, 10,000 students that come into Tyler Junior College. How do you even find him?
Well, he was invited to join Phi Theta Kappa as a criminal justice major. He was in my building.
Okay.
We had seen each other, and he was striving to do well academically. You know, the hard part is there's not really a focus. You graduate whether you make C's or A's. So what Phi Theta Kappa does is it channels you and says, you know, you really want to do, you have all sorts of opportunities if you have excellent grades as opposed to a person that makes mediocre grades. Urbano was an example to his family. He is an example to several people have come to school, quite frankly, because of Urbano's tutoring and what he's done. And basically, it's just such an opportunity to move forward. You don't realize the doors that could open. You know, the first scholarship he applied for, he didn't get. And he could have been discouraged and say, I'm not going to do this. Because he's, you know, we wrote essays together, and I would do bad things to his essays. It was, and the second, you know, then all of a sudden the money starts coming in, and you know, there's a phone call that I got $5,000 because I'm a Guy Swite scholar. We dance in the hallway, and then you know that he's a Coca-Cola All USA scholar, and then there's money from the Hispanic Scholarship Fund, and then there's money coming from this, and it begins to snowball, and people take notice. That's when people, you know, his example, there are people all over campus that are going, wait a minute, what, how did he get this? And, you know, it's all scholarship, but scholarship by itself will not get you someplace. You have to take the lead in community projects and in working with people on campus and just being vocal about the opportunities. And Urbano has done so well.
So what are your goals now, Urbano? You get out of Tyler Junior College with an associate degree in May, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
And
I graduated in May. And I started at UT Tyler. My major is still criminal justice. My minor is doing pre-law. I hope to graduate there in 2016 and then transfer to law school in Texas Tech or UT Austin and become an attorney. That's what I aspire to.
Fantastic. And one last thing I want to ask, I know we're getting wrapped up here, but what would you tell people who are watching this show, kids like you, coming from where you came from and your background, what would you want them to know about your story, and what kind of encouragement would you offer them?
I would want them to know that anything is possible. You have to have a commitment. determination. I mean, I didn't have much support, but what support that you get from school and from local faculty staff and your advisors, as well as Gigi, that helped me a lot. And I mean, if you can't find support within your family, you have to find it somewhere else, but everything is possible and achievable.
Well, congratulations. Obviously very self-motivated. That comes from something deep inside, and we wish you the best of luck in your future. Urbano Lino and Gigi Delk from TJC, thank y'all very much for being with us today. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having us.
And good luck to you, too.
Thank you.
Very good. Again, it sounds like the Commit to Complete campaign can have an impact and help to remind students that what they do today will have a lasting impact on their future success. Student success was the focus of a recent student leadership conference held on the TJC campus, one that attracted some 200 student leaders from area high schools and from Tyler Junior College. The keynote speaker for a luncheon at the conference was Sean Harper. He is a former NFL offensive lineman who took a few minutes to talk about our Dream Big team. Talk to our Dream Big team, about overcoming barriers and the things that teachers can do to connect with students and help ensure their opportunities for success.
Former NFL player Sean Harper, turned motivational speaker, reaches out to students and staff at Tyler Junior College.
I begin to peg certain individuals who helped me out along the way. And almost every single one of them were coaches and teachers.
Harper also speaks on the reality of being a professional football player in the NFL.
The NFL is a business in the facade of a sport. It's all business in the NFL. And if you don't believe me, if you could go to maybe USA Today or some other news source, and you look in the back, there's a little area called transactions.
Sean Harper also demonstrates the importance of setting a vision for yourself and applying it to your everyday life.
Establishing vision, taking that deep desire to achieve, and every individual has it, pulling that vision out and then challenging life to that vision. What end up happening is that he or she will realize that their current habits or their current environment that they're in might not be conducive to the vision. Then that person has to make a decision. Do I listen to my professors, listen to this new environment, immerse myself in this new environment, or do I retreat to what's familiar, what I'm accustomed to, what I've grew up with? So, and once that person makes a decision that this is the way, this is the path I need to take, then the rest is history.
That was Sean Harper, a former NFL offensive lineman with both the Indianapolis Colts and the St. Louis Rams. A very impressive individual who did a great job speaking at TJC a few weeks ago about connecting with students. We're very fortunate to have with us a couple of other Tyler Junior College students today who have been a part and are a part of the Commit to Complete program and are also members of the Phi Theta Kappa Academic Society. And we want to thank both Alicia Randall and James Hemsworth,
yes, sir,
for being here with us today. Alicia, tell me about yourself. Where are you from, and when did you start school at Tyler Junior College?
I'm from Gladewater, and I started school at Tyler Junior College last fall.
Okay, and you are majoring in what?
Kinesiology.
Okay, and tell me how you got involved with Phi Theta Kappa, first of all.
Because of my grades, I was sent a letter saying that I should come to the interest meeting, and so I did, and I joined last spring.
How do you like it?
I like it. It's a lot of fun.
What kind of things have you done as a part of that society?
I've done like a lot of community projects, like the Keep Tyler Clean,
okay,
and the highway cleanup.
Very good.
Yeah.
A lot of community service then to go
Yes,
along
sir.
with it. And then how did that transform itself into the Commit to Complete program? You're in that now, and you're committed to
Yeah.
finishing up and getting your associate's degree at
Yes,
TJC. Tell me a little bit about what you plan to do after you get out of Tyler Junior College.
I plan on going to UT Arlington
Okay.
and to finish my kinesiology degree and then apply for a physical therapy school.
Outstanding. Well, congratulations. Good luck to you on that. James, I understand now, where are you from originally?
I grew up in Corsicana.
Okay, and you graduated from high school what year?
2005, sir.
Okay, and then you went into the service for a while, correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
I joined in 2009. I spent a couple years working, figuring out that I needed more direction in my life than just job to job. So I met my wife, and before we got married, we had talked about it, and I joined the military. And my 6 years will be up in February. When my contract was coming to a close, we decided that there was nothing left for the military for me personally, and so we had to come up with other options. So we both talked about it, and then we found out we were pregnant, and so we were in Waco at the time, and didn't want to raise a family in that big of a city.
Okay.
She grew up here in Tyler, so we moved out here and found a school that would accept us, and that's TJC, and been there since May of last year before last.
All right. Now, what kind of student were you in high school? Yeah?
I did get A's,
Okay.
but they were mostly blow-off classes. As soon as I had gotten all the credits I needed, I took a lot of ceramics classes, swimming, classes that I didn't really need, just enough to get till end of senior year.
Okay. But then obviously in the course of time you mature, life happens, you have a family now. So tell me about your decision to go back to school at Tyler Junior College, and what your goals were when you entered college.
Okay. My family, when I was a child, we didn't have a whole lot.
Okay.
And my dad finished his bachelor's degree through the Air Force, grew up in a military family. He's since completed his master's degree here recently, and I've seen how him having a degree has changed his life and the jobs that has presented itself to him. And so I don't want to have just a mediocre job. You know, I don't want my daughter to have to live with nothing. I want her to be as strong and enabled as she can be. And so the best way I figured that I could do that was by getting my degree and finding a career that isn't just going to end whenever it feels like it.
When you came to Tyler Junior College, though, did you think you were going to have the academic success that you're having now, being a part of Phi Theta Kappa and being part of the Commit to Complete program, things like that?
No, I didn't actually, and I like the Commit to Complete program because standard issue is most people, they come to a community college for a year and then they go on to a senior college, whether that comes from parents or they figure out they can't handle school or they want more. They move on too fast. And when I got involved with Phi Theta Kappa, they explained what Commit to Complete was, and I thought it was a really awesome program. One, because I don't feel like taking the classes again because I'm lazy. So I don't want to have to repeat the same classes twice. And all you have to do is finish your 2 years. There's really nothing bad about staying at a community college. It's cheaper. Your class size is smaller. You get to be more intimate relationships one-on-one with your professors and other students, and it's a really good program overall just to get involved and stay, you know, until you complete your degree.
Alicia, what has the Commit to Complete program done for you?
It's helped me to want to finish my associate's degree before I go into a 4-year school.
What kind of impact do you think that the program has had? What kind of impact does the program have on the student body at large, with you guys and your involvement, and I guess you're being role models, I suppose, right?
Well, oh, sorry. Go ahead. Okay.
Alicia said, "No, you take it."
Sorry. You know, as being an officer in Phi Theta Kappa, I get to see students come in who have no idea what's going on with Phi Theta Kappa and have no idea what Commit to Complete is. And so it's really a privilege to watch students, you know, who learn, you know, what Commit to Complete is, and then go and actually get to sign the banner. And it doesn't seem like that's that important until you're the one putting your signature there, and you know you're saying, I'm going to finish my degree. It changes lives. Something that simple, you know, you get to take a step back and just watch people make that decision and stick with it. It's actually really cool.
Fantastic. Feels good to accomplish something, doesn't it? Absolutely. Guys, thank you very much for being with us today. We really appreciate it. Thanks for your time. It's not that painful, is it? I promise it's not. Alicia Randall, James Hemsworth, both in the Commit to Complete program, also members of the Phi Theta Kappa Academic Society. And again, we thank you both for being here with us today.
Thank you, sir.
And best of luck to you in the future, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, very good. We'll be right back.
Here's how it goes. You're born, you grow, and grow a little more. You start school. You crush on the cutest girl in class. You're starting to love math. On to high school. It's a whole new ballgame. You win some awards. You get your heart broken. Prom, yearbook photos, high school, check. Now what? Here's a suggestion. Tyler Junior College. It's 2 years you'll never forget. It's challenging. It won't bury you in debt. It opens the door to every possibility. Tyler Junior College. You're ready for this.
Welcome back to Dream Big, the Tyler Junior College program about the college's Achieving the Dream efforts and its work to help improve success and increase the number of TJC graduates. With us right now, David Hubbard, professor of sociology and manager for dual credit courses. David, we were talking, before we get into talking about the early college high school program that you've got going on right now, you're talking about connecting with students, and one of the things I've been impressed with in talking to these students is that how important that role is of a college professor to come in and, I guess, expose them to the opportunities that they aren't even aware are out there.
That's right, Brian. Diversity on the college campuses, especially on community college campuses, continues to increase, and that's a good thing. What that tells me is that there are more and more students, a diversified group of population out there that are wanting to be in college and are being led into opportunities for higher education, yes. And many of our faculty, we're always looking for ways that we can better ourselves in the classroom to be able to speak to students, their academic needs. And of course, cultural backgrounds have so much to do with that. And through our Achieving the Dream program, this is one thing that we like to do, is to be able to present new opportunities to them. But yes, definitely. There's over 200 colleges around the United States now that Achieving the Dream has become a part of their institution. And there's almost 4 million students who are actively involved in Achieving the Dream activities in some form or fashion.
That's fantastic. Now, one of the programs that's very exciting that you're involved in is the area's first early college, high school, Chapel Hill Collegiate, is that right?
That's correct.
Tell me about this program.
Chapel Hill Collegiate is a brand new early college high school. Early college high school is relatively new to East Texas. The whole concept was started about 10 to 12 years ago by the Gloria and Bill Foundation with the desire to zero in on underrepresented student population groups. The demographics have to be with a certain percentages in different areas. The goal being to begin to educate those students early years in high school to begin to get ready for the transition. Whereas so many students sometimes might, because of their cultural background, other possibilities, may not have higher education as their primary goal, might be secondary. Early college high school, especially with Chapel Hill, began last year with applications being submitted from about 138 students in the 8th grade. And this, I had the opportunity to be a part of that interview process, and it was amazing the maturity that I saw of these students. They came forward, there were 51 selected. They've gone through a boot camp this summer of team building, test taking, development skills, and now their first freshman class at Chapel Hill Collegiate is a part of their first program for the year.
So for a student, give me a kind of a real basic, what does that look like for a student that's in that program right now as a freshman in high school?
Their possibilities are endless. It gives them the opportunity to begin their high school and college career virtually at the same time. Their first college class will be what we call our learning frameworks, which would be sort of a cousin to the freshman orientation type class for them to learn about test taking skills, learning how to comprehend better, different areas that would just do nothing more than enhance their abilities in higher education in their academic classroom. But they are very excited about it. They are being able to attend functions at Tyler Junior College this semester just to sort of get their feet wet and learn about what's going on, realizing that there's life besides their own high school environment. Chapel Hill has chosen a school within a school model, which their early college high school is found on their high school campus with a dedicated principal and counselor for the early college high school.
And so I'm assuming that at other early college high schools it's not that way, that they would be off campus, is that right?
They can choose the model that they want to. At the present time, Tyler ISD is making application with TEA right now. The application comes out the end of this month, and they will know something probably by January or February regarding their application for early college high school program to begin next fall.
All right, so a student at Chapel Hill at early high school right now, or Chapel Hill Collegiate as you call it, let's say they go through the four-year program, what's the end result when they get out of high school then?
Good question. The end result will be that they're not only going through 4 years of the high school rigor and graduating from high school, but at the same time they will be dually enrolled at Tyler Junior College, and the goal is for every one of them right now for this first freshman class to be able to graduate from high school and at the same time graduate with an associate's degree from Tyler Junior College.
So they'll literally have 4 years of high school and 2 years of college credits?
That's correct, because of the dual enrollment process, that they will be dually enrolled.
So do they have to meet certain academic criteria to be able to qualify for the program?
For the program, that's up to the individual ISD whenever they make their recommendations for who will be authorized and recommended to come into the program. Of course, they become a Tyler Junior College student and will adhere to the same academic standards from their grade point averages all the way through to their test taking requirements that is required of all students as they come into TJC.
Correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like a pretty rigorous academic schedule then if you're trying to do high school and college and get it all done in 4 years.
It is, Brian. The beauty of this program, it's much more, it's a smaller class.
Okay.
You know, with 51, 55, whatever the ISD decides that they want to enroll in each class, they have the opportunity to be in a smaller nucleus of a group of students with mentoring that's going on for these students. If the principal needs to find a student, she or he can find them very quickly. They're going to know if they're absent. They're going to know if they're having problems at home, anything that would deter them from their academic success. So yes, the statistics will show that graduation rates are much higher for these small groups of students in an early college high school as far as graduation in relationship to other students in their own class who are not a part of the program.
And then of course just being completely greedy about the whole thing. It sounds like you save a ton of money by going through a program like this if you qualify.
You do. Tyler Junior College waives all the tuition cost. There is no cost to the student, and the ISD purchases and provides the books for the student.
Fantastic program. David Hubbard, thank you very much for being on with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian.
It's a fantastic program. Again, we want to thank all of our viewers for tuning in. We encourage those of you in education at any level to be the best role model you can be for your students. Encourage them to dream big. As you see, it makes a real impact with the college students here at Tyler Junior College. I'm Brian Houston. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.